Since Kenyans decided to come and attack me from TikTok to Instagram.
What does he mean that since Kenyans have decided to attack me? Now, he is becoming the victim all of a sudden. Yet, he's the one who started all this thing. Kenya, we never even knew that some creature like you ever existed until the time you used the name Kenya in one of your stupid statements, and we found it offensive. That's why we are coming for you. So stop pretending to be the victim here that now since Kenyans have decided to attack me, just to say, since Kenyans have decided to do what they usually do when they are provoked. Let us listen to what Sophia is telling us.
Here's a list of why South Africa is 1,000,000 times better than Kenya. Here's a list of top 10 African universities, the best universities in Africa. And from number 1 to number 6, it's only my country, South Africa. Where's Kenya? It's not even in the top 10.
Our brother is talking about best universities in Africa. It's like you forgot we are from East Africa. You know, in East Africa, we have the most intelligent people, so we don't need universities. You know, even in the Bible, it says that there were some 3 wise men from the East. They were from East Africa. But anyway, okay. There are universities in Kenya, by the way. The top universities in Kenya were founded by Kenyans. Can talk of Kenyatta University, was founded by Jomo Kenyatta, a Kenyan. We have Moi University, founded by Daniel Moi, a Kenyan. We have Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. We have Masinde Mulilo. Like, the point I'm trying to say is that the top universities in Kenya were founded by Kenyans. Let us go to the top universities in which you are talking about, which you are very proud of. The first university is University of Cape Town. It was founded by Albert Beit, a British. The second university is University of Witwatersrand. It was founded by Prince Arthur, a British. The third university is the University of Stellenbosch. It was founded by Marais, a Dutch. The fourth university is University of Pretoria. It was founded by a British. So in short, my brother, you're trying to boast using the achievement of the apartheid regime in South Africa, because all this infrastructure you're putting into us are the inheritance from the British colonial power in South Africa. In other words, you're proud of whatever they did. Being proud of the infrastructure you inherited from the colonial oppressor is an evidence enough that South Africa still has a challenge of stupidity, which the government need to look at it urgently. You know, I expected among the top 4 universities in South Africa to have maybe being founded by somebody like Enzo Ule. You know, like one of those typical South African names which you speak from Click Sound. Those are the names I expect at least one of the top 4 universities in South Africa. But that's not the case. And this is an evidence enough that you people, you are not ready for independence. And I've actually listened to all these things that he's saying, that South Africa is best in Amapiano, it's best in rugby, women AFCON, like so many things he said. But let me tell you something, you can never compare South Africa with Kenya, because we are not the same and we will never be the same. No matter how much you may try, we can never be the same, because these are 2 different things. Kenya is a real, authentic country, and South Africa is a fake, artificial country. You know what I mean by that? Like, if a country has more than 50% of its population as immigrants, then that's not a country, that's an illusion of a country. Let me give you an example of a real country. In Kenya, 98% of its citizens to be indigenous Kenyans. Let's do the same thing to South Africa. South Africa has 1% of its population as indigenous. What does that mean? It means 99% of South Africans are refugees, immigrants, asylum seekers. Why are we even arguing with refugees when we are real people from a real country? It's an evidence that for South Africa to be a country, the world had to donate people to come and fill the space in South Africa. Meaning, South Africa is not a country. It's something like a scheme where people had to assemble from all the races in the world, and they decided to rename it as a country. So it's a group of refugees who decided to make a country. And that's why all the countries in Africa have names except South Africa. South Africa is not a name. That's like a direction, a compass direction. The 4 cardinal points, which are north, south, east, and west. Like, we don't have a country called North Africa. We don't have a country called East Africa or West Africa. Those are not names. Those are directions. So when you hear that people from various countries to stand up, South Africans, you should sit down, because yours is not a country. Until you hear that people from various directions to stand up, that's when you can start, because that's where you belong. To prove enough that South Africa is not a country, its map has a hole. Then they say that it's a country inside a country. That's a proof enough that there's a lot of confusion here, that this is not a country. So you don't qualify to be in an argument with Kenya.